Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For this episode of Top 8, I will be counting down the top 8 banned technologies around the world. But before we do that, as always, if you do appreciate all the research that goes into making a video like this, it does help out tremendously if you hit that thumbs up button. With that said, let's begin. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have TikTok, which is now officially banned in India. The Indian government recently announced an outright ban on the app TikTok, along with many others, citing that they were, quote, engaged in activities which are prejudicial to the sovereignty and integrity of India. TikTok has actually been banned in India before, but the ban was always temporary. This new ban is permanent. And to make matters worse for TikTok, just a few days after their ban, the Indian government also announced a ban on the Chinese-owned app ShareChat, as well as the Chinese social media app Hilo. In our 9 spot today, we have Huawei is a huge electronics company based out of Shenzhen, China. They are known for making both consumer and enterprise products such as smartphones, network equipment, and even chips. For quite some time now, Huawei has been restricted in the United States. In fact, the United States Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security has added Huawei to its entity list. This means that it is extremely difficult for Huawei to trade with any U.S. companies without a specific license. The restrictions were put in place due to national security concerns as well as human rights issues. In our 8 spot, we have facial recognition. So in 2022, the city of San Francisco became the first U.S. city to enact a ban on the use of facial recognition technology by law enforcement. Since then, the city of Boston and the state of Illinois have followed suit. On top of that, the European Union has also looked into banning facial recognition and has enacted laws that would allow people to opt out of having their face scanned. However, there are many businesses who argue that banning facial recognition would hurt their business. For example, Amazon has argued that a ban on facial recognition would hurt small businesses who utilize the technology to run their businesses effectively. In our 7 spot, we have AI deepfakes. So while most countries haven't outright banned AI deepfakes, many are working towards figuring out how to regulate them. For example, in the US, there have been calls for more regulations surrounding AI deepfakes, especially with the 2024 presidential election coming up. On the other hand, over in the UK, the government has announced a complete ban on all forms of AI deepfakes. The only exception to this rule is for videos that fall under the news or current affairs. Something similar is also being considered in Australia. There is currently a bill going through the Australian Parliament that would see anyone who knowingly shares a fake video face up to 5 years in prison. In our 6 spot today, we have crypto. So China has long been suspicious of crypto. In fact, back in 2017, China had a crackdown on crypto mining. Then, in 2021, China had a major crackdown on crypto. And in September of 2022, China's central bank released new rules which made it illegal for citizens to use crypto to buy goods and services. In our 5 spot, we have ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is one of the newest and hottest AI tools right now. However, it was temporarily banned in Italy in 2023. The Italian government decided to ban ChatGPT because of privacy concerns as well as the lack of transparency when it comes to how ChatGPT works. In our 4 spot, we have VPNs. So while VPNs are very popular, many countries around the world have actually banned them. One of the first countries to ban VPNs was China. It soon became apparent that Russia was doing the same thing as well. In 2022, the Russian government passed a law which made it mandatory for internet service providers to store users' browsing history for 6 months. Not only that, but they also gained the ability to block any websites that they deemed as illegal. Belarus has also banned VPNs, along with many African countries. Even Cuba has banned VPNs, as well as North Korea. In our 3 spot, we have drones. So the use of drones in conflict zones has become a big issue. In fact, there have been many international laws created in order to prevent the use of drones from causing civilian casualties. For example, in Ukraine, the Ukrainian government has banned the use of Iranian-made drones. This is due to the fact that the majority of these drones have been used in Ukraine to target civilians. Thank you guys for watching. That is all for the list. If you did enjoy this video, I do suggest you checking out my other content. I've got 2 channels that I want to recommend. One of them is called Tech News Today. It's a channel where I post tech news on a daily basis. My second channel that I want to recommend is called Top 5 Southern Tech Facts. I post top 5s and cool tech facts over there. If you do want to continue to watch the list, the next video I would recommend is a video I made about smart cities of the future. That's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next one.